Hello there, Simon Stokes here, Ableton Certified Trainer at Shugle Studios in Glasgow here, and we have a very exciting day today because finally Live 10, Ableton Live 10, the next generation of the software, is upon us. We have been waiting for a long time for this. Live 9 has been going on for a long time now, but I like Ableton's style of just keeping you going with the current software and updating it as we go along, but it's always exciting to get a new version, and today it has finally been announced. I have had this for a couple of months now as a certified trainer, been testing it out, playing around with some of the features, and I gotta say it is absolutely brilliant. So there's a lot of under the hood features, a lot of new things, some major new features as well. I just want to give a quick overview of them in this video just so you can kind of get an idea of some of the main new features that have been added, and then we'll go into some more detail in future videos about what is in there and what you can use it for. So without further ado, we're going to go through 5 of the new things that are included in Live 10. We're going to start off with Wavetable, then look at Drum Bus, Capture, the browser updates, and then some multi-clip editing stuff just to get us going, and then there will be plenty more to come. So without further ado, let's go. So let's take a look at Wavetable first of all. This is a great new synthesizer, a massive feature for me for Ableton Live. I absolutely love Wavetable synthesis. I use the Waldorf equipment a lot for that, and it's really something which has filled a gap in Live's arsenal of available synthesizers. So basically a Wavetable synthesizer operates on the basis that you've got a bunch of wavetables here. So we're on basic shapes at the moment. If I play a note on this, then we get a sine wave, and you can smoothly go between the different wavetables in there, or you can scroll through this wavetable to hear different tones, and that becomes more complex over different types of wavetable. So these are just basic ones. There's a whole load of different stuff in there to play around with. It's got 2 filters built in as well, 2 of these oscillators and a sub oscillator, and then just an incredible matrix. Like if you take this wave folded kind of sound here, say for example you want to modulate this position control, you click on it, come to the matrix, and then you can just choose oscillator 1 position, and we can have it modulating by LFO 1, by envelope 3, LFO 2 as well, maybe at a different speed. In your mod sources you've got an amp envelope, 2 other envelopes, and 2 LFOs. Now I've actually made this whole track just using Wavetable. If you look at the pad here, we've got a nice chord with these kind of evolving textures in it, a morphing filter in the middle, and you can have another filter going over the top of that as well, or you can have it running in parallel so they run together. Just amazing. Or split left and right as well if you want to. Loads of beautiful functionality in there. It's absolutely incredible. But this matrix is really where it's at. I've only got a few things modulated here, but essentially anything which you click on you can then modulate by any one of the envelopes or one of the LFOs as well. So that just opens up so much power. You can see here in the my drum rack, I've just got 4 wavetables. Created a really nice kick drum here, just using a sine wave with a couple of envelopes to modulate it. We've got some nice percussion, just stuff that you wouldn't find normally in other things. We've got a nice sort of clicky percussion here, some hats, really tasty stuff, and then a nice bass line. So it's just a really versatile synthesizer. I'm going to go into detail with this at some point soon, but just to give you an overview of what is in the synthesizer, that should do. Next up we have Drum Bus. Now let's solo out these drums. I've got a drum bus on here right now. Let's hear it without that. Hold on, let's turn that up a little touch. Let's hear it without. Okay, I'm with. This is, oh, what an effect. It's absolutely amazing. I can see me using this on absolutely everything from now on. Basically, we're coming in, we've got a kind of a drive option to give a bit of crunch to the drums, but you don't seem to lose the bottom end like you might if you use saturator or something like that. It keeps its punch, it keeps its bass, and it just lets you overdrive it a little bit. I just love that for a bit of crunch. Absolutely fantastic. There's a compressor in here as well, which I don't use that much, but you can compress it and use the trim to sort of choose how much it's getting boosted into the compressor. I don't really use that too much because I prefer to dial in a compressor myself. We've got a crunch option for extra drive, and we can make that a bit muffled, dampen it down or make it bright. We've got a beautiful transient designer, something which has been missing in Ableton, I've felt, and this just fills the gap brilliantly. When you bring the transients down, every sort of sharp, attacky element of the sound gets kind of dulled down a little bit and softened, or if you bring it up, it accentuates them. So this is a great way of bringing extra punch and life to your drums. Really, really nice. We've also got this boom. Whoa, I can hear that going through the saturator. It sounds nice and distorted, but the boom lets you choose a frequency that you're working with. So say if you've got a sort of 50 hertz around about where your kick is, you can just use that to add a lovely big sine wave type boom underneath it, and you can choose the decay as well. Absolutely incredible effect, very, very versatile. I can see this getting used on anything, so get your lugs round drum bus. Next up, we're going to take a look at capture. Now, capture is just one of those tools that's totally indispensable in a DAW. So as you're jamming around on the keyboard, maybe you just realize, shit, there was actually something I really like in there and I've not recorded it. Now you hit capture. It's kept everything that you've played. You can quantize that and keep it. Bring it down a little touch. Just a simple feature, but just works so well and just lets you capture all the ideas that you've missed in the past. Really, really nice. You can also start a track with capture by just playing anything, a drum beat or a pattern or something like that. Click capture and it will try and work out the BPM of what you've played, much like warping. Really clever stuff. And I also forgot as I was doing that, look at this, when you open up Wavetable, look at that. Oh, beautiful. Really, really nice display for the synth. So that's a bit of capture. Let's move on, take a wee look at the browser now. Okay, let's take a look at some of the things you can do in the browser then. So down here we've got our places section that we've always had. Now in the packs you can go to available packs, and when you're online and connected to your Ableton account, it's going to tell you all the packs that you can download and bring them straight into your project. So you're no more faffing around trying to find what packs you're actually able to download and what ones you don't have on your computer. That's all taken care of now. Absolutely brilliant. And one of the main things that's been updated here is that every sound, every sample, everything in plugins, everything here, you can right click on it and choose, give it a color basically. So we can say, okay, purple. That will now appear up here. You can rename what purple is. You could call this air. So for kind of light type sounds. And obviously a conga is not going to fit into air category, bit stupid, but never mind. But here I've just named up a few of them, so you could go through and, you know, all your floaty sounds, all your aggressive stuff, all your subs, all your air congas, whatever you've got in there. Really nice way of just organizing things in the browser. So actually I think that's a really great feature. Stops you just digging around for ages trying to find sounds which you like already. Okay, let's take a look at one of the other great new features, and this is the multi-clip editing mode. So here we go. I've got my drums clip here. Let's just zoom out a little bit. Well, it's just let's just keep it as a wee 1-bar loop just now. That's fine. I've got an 808 kit here. Going to create a clip for this, and now it'd be nice to see what's going on in this drum rack clip while I'm editing this one. So to do that, you can just select both at once, hold down Shift and select both together, and now you can see. Here's my drum rack notes, that's in the blue clip, and here at the loop brace I can switch between my two different clips. So when I come to this, I'm now drawing in my 808, let's play it. So you can see here, I've got my 808 clips. So let's say for example I want to make these play off each other a little bit. Maybe on this note here I could add a bit of a open hi-hat, and I'll change something on my blue clip here. And you can see how now they're going to play together. Now I feel like there's something missing here, so I jump back to my other clip and then we'll just add in a wee rim shot or something. And you can see how that just lets you really quickly edit things. Imagine melodies here, you can see your bass line and you can draw in things melodically over the top of it. Really, really nice feature. That's multi-clip editing. So there we go, we've got a whole load of lovely things inside of Live 10. There's a whole lot more as well, lots to dig around in. This is just a wee overview of some of the main features that I'm really liking just now. But yeah, we'll be back for more. I'm going into some more detail about some of these things in future videos. So stay tuned, make sure to like the Shugle Studios Facebook page, and we will catch up with you soon. Okay, cheers.